Hey, y'all, it's your girl Claudia Jordan, and we're back with TGIF. We're here to spill the tea and break down the biggest headlines in the news and on social media. Now, sit back, relax, and get ready to sip on this hot tea. Please welcome soulmates, Al Reynolds. Hello, Al.
Hey, what's going on, Claudia? What's happening,
Hey,
soulmates?
let's get it. And please welcome the birthday boy, Armon.
Hey,
Happy
happy birthday to me. What's going on, y'all?
You've been celebrating all weekend long, I see.
All weekend, all last week. I am tired.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm getting old, y'all.
Oh, yeah, that comes with the territory. Pretty soon you'll be taking naps. You won't want to go out after 8 o'clock. You'll be like, no, I need to be home by 10. And all that stuff is good. We are your future here, Armand.
But I like you guys look good, though.
We do. We do. Owls, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was great. Is this what we're talking about our weekend?
Yeah, real quick, just like
Okay. So first of all, this was my first Pride in Los Angeles. I had an amazing time. I was hanging out at the Guru Magazine cover shoot Pride party with Cynthia Bailey, and I got to hear Jessica Betts dropped her new single. That's Niecy Nash's wife, called Pride. That was awesome. And then I also got to attend Leah Pump's Ladylike Foundation, which, you know, she used to be a teacher turned principal who's now a philanthropist who raised money for underprivileged kids. That was an amazing event. Saw a lot of old Hollywood, old Black Hollywood. So, and they honored Don Staley. So what a way to kick off Pride. It was truly Black excellence, Black pride, Black love, and Black joy. My weekend was 110% one of the best times I've ever had in Los Angeles.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna save the birthday boy for last because I'm gonna go into some things. I went out last night. One of my girls, her mate, had a birthday dinner, so we had that, and it was a lot of fun with the girls, Chancey, Missy, and Sabrina. So everybody looked really pretty, and that was lots of fun. Smoking hookah, eating Mediterranean food. Also, I had to do some damage control. My tornado that hit I worked out at the gym, and tornado I'm just dealing with. Look at my fence. Look how raggedy that fence. It's tore up. It's all down. It's a hot mess. But you know what? It's time for a new one. So that was about it. Nothing that exciting. Oh, I went to the casino and I did win. I was on the tables for 4.5 hours, and it was everybody had a good roll, and we racked up all the money. But I guess I'll be spending it on that fence. Last but not least, saving the best for last because it is your birthday. Armand, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. It was a little bit more relaxing than the week before. I didn't really do too much. I invited some of my friends over. We had a little small barbecue. My original plan was to do like this whole brunch thing on Sunday, but honestly, I invited 20 people to brunch, and my anxiety just couldn't take that after a trip. So I just didn't feel like being around that many people, so I canceled that. And I ended up working on my YouTube channel, so I ended up doing an interview with Jaguar Wright. It was real spicy. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out. It was a real controversial interview. Claudia, we talked about you a little bit, but I had your back. But yeah, so that was my weekend.
I want people to know this because people did hit me up that Armand did reach out to me first before he interviewed Jaguar and definitely gave me that courtesy and gave me a heads up and said, hey, I'm interviewing her. Would you like me to ask her or bring up a name? And I said, please do. It's all good. So there was it's like he says, no tea, no shade, none of that. It wasn't shady. And I'm glad he did. Okay. We will definitely be hearing more about that, I'm sure. What are y'all drinking today? What are you drinking? Al, what are you drinking?
I'm doing a little bit of Crown Royal apple and lemonade.
Okay, Armand.
So I am taking it back to my Gemini Breeze, honey. I've got my the champagne with the Ciroc and the sprinkle of lime juice and cranberry juice. And I love this drink. I'm obsessed with it.
Okay, I'm not drinking out, but I will raise one up before the show is over because I did drink a lot last night and at the casino. Okay. Because tonight is a very special show. Of course, we're celebrating Armand's birthday.
Light the candles on the cake. We're gonna celebrate.
Nervous.
Got another year, and we're all here.
All right,
I'm nervous. Should I be nervous? Because I feel like I remember how this went for you.
Oh, no, it's okay, though. When you're involved, you don't have to hit back low. Don't worry, I'm going high like Michelle Obama today. But we're going to go to Al first. But first of all, Armand, how does it feel to celebrate another year? Because we do joke with you about being the youngest and all that. But how does it feel?
Well, honestly, for me, I'm getting older, so I'm at the point where birthdays are not that much of a celebration that much to me, unless they're like a milestone. So this one is good. I'm just happy to like be alive and make it to be 36 years old. And so for me, I'm excited where I'm at career-wise, excited where I'm at financially, life, love life, all that stuff. So I'm just happy that at this age, I'm at a place in life where I can be like, I'm comfortable. So that was always my dream. So it didn't need to be anything elaborate. I'm just appreciative for life, and I have a clean bill of health. So we love that.
All right, that's very important. Now, Al, would you like to say anything in honor of Armand's birthday?
Happy birthday, buddy. 36, getting close to 40. I still smell the infamil on you, though, I gotta tell you. But you know what, Arman, thank you so much for this opportunity to get to know you since you've joined us here at TJF. Like I've said to you in person and privately, and I've said it publicly, I find you very infectious, and I find you to be a star that has already risen, and I can't wait to see you rise higher. Keep it on living, brother, and you'll see what it's like in this industry. And here, I'm always here to support you if you ever need a shoulder to lean on or cry.
Come on, cry.
Hopefully there'll be less crying and more laughing. And I think that's great. I want to piggyback off that. Armand, there was a rocky start. I mean, you came in a difficult time. It was going to be hard for whoever that third seat was going to be. And that has nothing to do with you, actually. And I just wanted to say that publicly. I think, whenever there's change in the show, there's going to be pushback, but you have come in, you've put a lot of that aside and kind of like blocked out the noise that could have thrown you off. And you've been doing your job, and you've been bringing the much needed spice to the show. When some are down, you're up. You've come up and you showed up every single show. There hasn't been a show where I'm like, well, he wasn't, giving, and you've been giving, and I got to give you that. I got to give you that credit. Before we started working together, I used to watch you on your channel. I would send you some messages here and there, and a couple of little tips that we'll keep between you.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I'm glad that you're here, and I think you bring up a very much needed spice, and it's been good getting to know you for you without other people in the way. I think that's very important in life. I think we got to make our own assessments. And I'm glad that I was able to do that. So happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
I hope this is an amazing one for you. I really do.
Yeah, it is. It's great. I appreciate both of you guys, and I'm thankful for it.
Good. Okay. Well, tonight we're kicking off the show by celebrating Pride Month. Okay, this show was definitely created to give a voice to members of the community that wasn't gimmicky and wasn't exploitive, and I'm very proud of that. I think that's one of the best things about this show, because I think a lot of people definitely exploit the community. And I really want to know from you both, what does Pride Month mean to you? Armand, let's go to you first. What does it mean to you?
For me, well, it's my birthday month, but Pride Month for me is just a time where we can just be alive, be free, and not worry about what others think. And we can be appreciative because, when I was coming out, it was shunned upon, and I and my family, they didn't really agree with it. Nobody really agreed with it. So we didn't have a lot of support. So for me, it's a time where I can get with all my friends from all walks of life, and we can just have a good time and let our freak rainbow flag fly. You know what I mean?
Freak rainbow flag? Is that what you said?
Oh yeah, child. I was, for Pride, it's thongs, G-strings, cocktails, and anything else that goes, baby. And we have a blast all night. I love it.
And what does it mean to you? What does Pride Month mean to you? I know it's also your birthday month as well, but what does it mean to you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So Pride to me is just all about living your authentic self, walking in your truth and being true to yourself. And it's one thing that I've learned ever since coming out a couple of years ago, is that it's just much more freeing. It's so much more easier just being who you are, unapologetic. And I think this month and the celebration of Pride is what it means to me, like living myself unapologetic, authentic, and walking in my truth. That's what it means to me.
I think it's really important that both of you do that, living in truth, walking truth, especially media personalities now, because there's a lot of people that look at that and be like, they look for people that are like brave to do that and to not be scared. And I think that's got to be so meaningful for the next generation coming behind you that doesn't know like how to express themselves or is scared whether or not they should, dealing with family. You guys have been open about that, and I really appreciate that. I think that's so important to do that. So I appreciate you both for that. Takesha says, happy Pride Month, soulmates. And another comment, Brandon said, happy birthday, Armand. Kelly said, Armand is a perfect fit, and happy Pride Day to you all. All right. Not only are we celebrating Pride Month, we were also highlighting Black Music Month.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, how has Black music impacted your life when dealing with the adversities of life? Al, let's go to you first.
Whew, so many questions. Okay, let me see. Black music has actually, in so many ways, soothed my soul when it was the most troubled. And I have to tell you, for me, I lean heavily on gospel music and the Black artists in that space. Like I shared before, the Clark sisters, Yolanda Adams, Kurt Franklin, all of those, Hezekiah Walker, all of those guys really are the people that I gravitate to as it relates to lifting me up when I'm feeling down. So for me, music really is the ultimate smoother of all anxiety and stress that I have going on in my life.
Okay, Armon, I know you talk about music a lot. What
Yeah, I have to agree with Al. Without music for me, I don't know if I would have an identity, just being honest. Like music for me is like an everyday walk of life, whether I am getting dressed to the lyrics of Nicki Minaj in my head, or I'm crying to Keisha Cole, thinking about a relationship, or if I'm going to church and listening to Kim Burrell or Yolanda Adams cleaning my house. Like, I just feel like music for me really creates my personality, and I just, use it throughout my whole day. And I'm always referencing my favorite tracks or my favorite artists, and I'm taking that on throughout my day through conversations. And I just feel like it's the ultimate buffer, like for anxiety and stress. Like there's times in here where if I'm not online or if I'm not doing anything, people are like, well, where's Armon? What's he doing? I'm in here listening to beats all day. I'm making my own songs. I got like 200 songs of my own that I probably would never put out, but I'll just sit here and it's a de-stressor. Or even when I have my sound bowls and I'm making music with them, it's one of those things that it's just a passion, and it just makes me happy, and I just love it. And I love that Black people are successful at it, and they keep raising the bar, and they're changing the sound, they're adding to different genres, and we're just seen in such a great light. So I love music, and I love Black people in music. It's amazing.
I do too. And, sometimes when things that just seem unbearable or just going through it, or not just a negative thing, sometimes, listen to an old song just remind you of that era, like what you were doing around that time. Like I love old school hip hop because that's my first kind of, I don't know, I'm just like kind of just the world kind of opened up to me. Like to me, it was like 85. I like the old school, like I'm on its way before you were born, but it was like Boogie Down Productions and Scotland Rock and Public Enemy. And this is when hip hop was exploding. And it was like so meaningful to me because growing up in Rhode Island, there's not a lot of Black people. So when I heard our music, it was just like a link to other places where there were more of us, and then also, of course, getting through breakups. And then, of course, just like, it just reminds me of other times, when just being aspirational, like, oh, I can't wait till I get grown. I get to do this. And what was playing at that time? Mary J. Blige, or, it's just been amazing. So, yeah. All right. Thanks for your thoughts on that. But let's get into these shady topics because we got some work to do tonight. Ice-T recently called out Lenny Kravitz for choosing to abstain from sex outside of marriage for 9 years. Ice-T said, hey, if you're a guy, you can voluntarily go 9 years without sex. You're following the wrong page. And Ice-T responded to the backlash by stating, bleep's weird to me. I love to bleep a lot. Do you think Ice-T was out of line for judging Lenny's celibacy? Al, what do you think?
Hey, listen, I'm a big fan of Ice-T. Ice-T is always friendly to us at Fox Soul. When we're on the carpet, he always stops and gives me time. And if I'm really honest, Ice-T did voice what people were saying, but I thought his commenting on it and creating this viral moment and this pickup moment was unnecessary. And to be honest with you, it didn't sit well with me how it came out, because that's not all he said. He said a couple of things, and to me, it was almost like he was holding back from saying, instead of weird, he wanted to say gay. Okay. And I felt like that had a homophobic code to it. And I think, to be honest, that's why this is picked up and we've been talking about it and it's been all over the blogs. And that part I don't like. Because one thing I know, and I've shared on the show before, I've worked with, Lenny and I had the same trainer in Miami, worked out with him. He's very intense, he's very spiritual, and he's very intentional. So for him to be on this journey is a big thing. And I think it has absolutely nothing to do with sexuality and has everything to do with his spirituality and his journey of what he is trying to manifest, which is the continued greatness that he is. And I'm here for it.
Okay, Armand, what are your thoughts?
I 100% agree with Al, because I just feel like that was the innuendo to say he's gay. And we all know the gays like the hump child. So it's not a gay thing that he's choosing to be celibate. It's probably, like Al said, a spiritual thing. Because for me, a lot of times people practice semen retention. They practice celibacy because who knows? For all we know, he could have had a sex addiction and he needed to clear his mind and clear the spirits because he wanted to go forward. Maybe it was taking too much time. Maybe he needed to not watch as much porn. So that's his business. And I don't think anybody abstaining from sex is our business. You know, we shouldn't be judging them. Everybody has to live their own journey. And any man worried about what another man shoots that's weird to me. So if you're a straight man, you shouldn't be really worried about where this other man is shooting off at or if he's not, in my opinion. Okay.
Shooting off, Armon.
Shooting off, okay? Because why do you care if Lenny is shooting shots or not? You should be minding your business and shooting shots in Coco, okay? If I had a Coco, I wouldn't be worried about a Lenny, if you asking me. So at the end of the day, I just personally feel as though, Lenny Kravitz, this is your spiritual journey. You never know. People give up a lot of different things, you know, to manifest. And so this is probably what he decided to do, and I stick with him with it.
We have some comments. Keisha said, well, one thing's for sure, I will go without sex before I be with Ice-T. Oh, wow. And Jacob said, why is another man worried about how much sex a person is getting? I will say this. Yes, we can sit here and say, like, why you care? Why do you care? But we kind of will be a little bit hypocritical because we care about everybody's business every single night. I will say this. I have to check. I have to say that. I have to be accountable. I will say this. When Lenny puts it out there, people have the right to respond. We may not like it. And then you can judge IC for how you want. You can say that's corny or that's whack or I agree with them. It's like, just like, you know, when we put out stuff, we have to be okay with, well, someone might have a comment about it. Do I think it's weird? Not really, because we comment everybody's business every single day. People sure do not hold back on commenting on Ice-T's daughter. They criticize her all the time, every single day. But yeah, we shouldn't care, but we do. And we all do it, and we're all guilty. So I ain't gonna sit here and lie and act like we don't care because we do.
But
Okay.
what straight man cares about another man having sex?
Oh, I don't know. What is straight? What is gay these days? I have no idea. That is not my pay grade anymore. I'm not talking about it. All right, don't go anywhere. Coming up next, Sean T gets candid about his marriage, and later we have your T fact of the day. Keep it locked. We'll be right back.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
We are chopping it up with the host of Marriage Bootcamp, Dr. Ish Major. Welcome to the show.
TGIF. When you and I sit down and have a heart-to-heart with no phones, no distraction, am I your person? That's the question.
Every weekday.
Kelly says, I love Ish on my screen. Is he single, asking for a friend?
Join the chat.
I am single, Kelly. Who's the friend?
Kelly, who's the friend? Please comment back.
On Fox Soul.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
My mom wanted my life to be better than what she had as a kid. When I became a mom myself, I feel like my whole world changed. You don't have to be a climate scientist to want to protect the earth. And you always want the next generation to have something better than what you had.
Welcome back to TGIF. All right, in honor of Arman's birthday, we're going to give him a good old-fashioned birthday roast.
Yeah.
And soulmates, we like for you to join in the fun as well. And, you know,
No.
please throw some shady comments in the chat, and I'm going to read them to him because, you know, maybe me and Al didn't come hard enough on this. I don't know. So, soulmates, You can go in. You got permission to go in. All right, Al. Go ahead and kick us off, Al.
All right, soulmates, ladies and gentlemen, gather around for a moment to celebrate and slightly roast our birthday star, the fabulous 36-year-old YouTuber who keeps us all on our toes. Now, turning 36 is a big deal, Armon. They say with age comes wisdom, but in your case, I think it just means more controversial hot takes and viral video moments. But seriously, beneath those takes and videos is a person who's unapologetically themselves, and that's something that I know I admire, and all our soulmates and Claudia does too. Happy birthday, friend, and I wish you all the best on your 36th birthday.
Oh, you could have came harder than that. You should have left the night after. You supposed to leave it off. It makes you dumb.
Not my personality, brother.
No, I like it. Thank you, Al.
All right. I didn't want to be mean to you, but I will say this because you do have a history of fraud and going to jail and all that kind of stuff. And I know since being on T, the money that celebrities pay you to kind of curb your content and to influence what you say about them has kind of dried up a little bit. So as a sign of good faith, I wanted to actually end this roast with some niceness. And I want to show you that the hatchet is 1000% buried. I want to treat you to a nice dinner. So please check your Cash App right now. Or check your Apple Pay. I just sent you a little something just so you can have dinner. Okay. You can do a little less scamming now that you're with us and a lot less eating clean. So there you go.
All right. And she deposited her check. Period, Claudia. I'm glad we're on good terms. Right on time for my birthday.
Well, good. Okay, let me go to
and it's a few hundreds of dollars too.
Yeah, well, we don't go to Denny's anymore. We're going to elevate and go to nice restaurants now. You can afford it now.
Definitely can take me out on a day.
Okay. George says, I love these roasts. And Tevin said, I didn't know it was Arman's birthday. I would have thought him. Oh, you know what?
Wait, say it again. Read it.
Tevin, I didn't know it was Arman's birthday. I would have brought him Wiley for a date.
Oh.
Bully said, Arman looked like the drunk auntie at a cookout with her cleavage out. Sean Riot said, Arman, what about that food stamp fraud? And no, I'm not going to read that one. Do you want me to read the mean ones too?
Read the mean one. I've heard it all.
Okay. Rial says, Arman, hope you grow into them big teeth this year. And
listen, open your mouth. We can go smile for smile, baby.
They said Arman's gonna go to town. Okay, all right. And then one last one. Destination Discovery USA says, happy birthday, Arman. I hope your birthday cake is as sweet as you are, or at least as sweet as you think you are.
Oh.
All right. We took it easy on you today. How does it feel to make it through your, well, you know what? It's the beginning. You just got here, maybe in a year we can really go hard.
No, I'm the least sensitive on the panel. Y'all the sensitive ones. I was thinking y'all were going to ram it in me. No diddy.
Well, I'm not going to ram anything into you, but I'd rather feed you. How does it feel to make it through the birthday roast? I know you want it to be a little harder, but the soulmates went hard now. The soulmates went hard on you.
Yeah, actually, I thought it was good. I love this. I've never been roasted before. I would love to get roasted again. Hopefully, we can have Saucy Santana on here so then she can roast me too. Yeah, so I'm ready. I loved it, and you guys are great. And I feel like we're building a family. We have our ups and we have our downs. But I truly do love both of you guys because I work with you guys every single day, and it's a commitment. I know people think it's an hour a day, but literally, doing this show is a lifestyle. And at least for me, it's in the middle of the day. So it takes a lot of my time and energy. And so I love the relationship that we're building from here to the team, to all the producers and everyone that puts this show together from the booth and everything. So I'm grateful to be here. It's been a fantastic journey and I'm just ready to continue on doing the great work.
Well, thank you. I'm hoping you have a really good birthday and just wait till next year. We might, on this show, you might just get roasted for no reason.
Well, the thing is, we all need to go out together so we can hang out so that we can have more to roast about. So you got to come down lane.
Because we don't have any inside jokes yet.
No, we got to hang out.
I'll be out there soon for BET Week, so I'll see you out there. All right. Well, happy birthday, Arman. And I'm working on getting Saucy here, so you asked for it. Just remember that. You asked for it.
Saucy, come and talk to me, baby.
Saucy, I'm going to call you, girl. All right. I'm going to call you. All right, switching gears. Fitness expert Sean T opened up about his relationship with his husband, Scotty, and what sparked their interest in an open relationship. Sean T told Scotty, 2 years into our relationship, I was like, look, listen, your bleep is my favorite. Emotionally, I'm with you. I've never had a problem getting a boner if he so much as touched me. And Sean T added, but your bleep can't be the last bleep I suck ever.
Oh,
Everyone's telling their business, especially if we're going to be together for the next 50 years. All right, what are your thoughts? And do you think this is one of the many effects of interracial dating amongst men? Armand, what do you think about this?
absolutely not an interracial thing. This is just, I feel like this is just a couple things because I feel like straights and gays, I know gays for sure do this. I personally, I agree. Like I'm with them, but the only thing that gets me is the like doing it separately per se. Like I can't go and finish doing Foxhole, go home and be like, okay, babe, how was your day? Oh, I went and sucked it and got banged out for an hour today by Kenny around the corner. Oh, great, now I'm turned on. No, if we're gonna do that, we're gonna do that together. You feel me? So I'm not about that because the health risks are too crazy. I don't know really what's going on there, and then you can start building personal relationships outside of our relationship. So I'm down for a freak off here and there, no diddy, just between me and my partner, but living separate lives and having a whole complete open relationship, I'm not really for that, but I have a lot of friends and I know a lot of people who do that and it works for them.
Okay. Al, what are your thoughts on this?
Listen, me personally, I could have done without this information, especially the part where he talked about he needed other penises. And also when he talked about that he doesn't mind, like when he goes off, he records it, his interaction with somebody else, and then he comes home and they watch it together. Who in the world does that? To me, that's where the line was crossed. For me, I'm too greedy of a lover. I don't want to share my lover with anybody, whether that's a man or a woman. And if it happens, because I'm sure it's a natural thing, if it does happen, I don't want to know about it. Me personally, I don't want to know about it. Don't, what is it? No tell, some saying like that.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Don't ask, don't tell. For me, that would be where my comfortability it lies, because me knowing every single person that's in your DM, who you're going on these rendezvous with, and then watching a video of the rendezvous, no, sir. So I'm going to pass on this one. But I will say this, if it makes him happy, if he likes it, then I love it.
Okay, let me ask you just one question, Al. Nah, I'm being serious. I feel like we talked about you going to the swinger club. So what do you do at the swinger club?
Well, first of all, that was over 10 years ago.
Okay.
It's nothing that I do presently. It's something that I shared in honesty of, my past sexual journey.
Oh, okay.
So for me, I don't, that doesn't interest me anymore. I'm like,
oh no, you can grow out of it. I'm just saying, like, you gotta switch and swing at the swinger club.
Yeah, but I'm not switching and swinging with a significant other. If I'm in a relationship, when I used to go to those parties, I went as a single man. I wasn't in a relationship. Now there were married couples there, but that was what they signed up for. You know what I mean? That was the community that they participated in. But for me, right now, at the space that I'm in, not only does the swinger situation doesn't entice me, neither do threesomes, neither do groups. None of that stuff is interesting to me anymore. I want one person to love, support, nurture, and grow with.
I got somebody for you. You just didn't text me back, so I'll let them know. Go ahead, Claudia.
Let me read some comments. Mario says, basically, Sean T is tired of slurping that unseasoned meat.
Oh.
Kelvin says Sean's husband just fetishizes him. And Monica says some people date because it looks great, but sexually they might not be compatible. That is true. This is another example of why are you telling us all of your business on this? Because then we have to talk about it and then we feel weird. I don't know. I just think this is weird. I'm old school. And the more time goes by, the more I realize I'm so disconnected from like some of this other stuff because I'm like a one-on-one person every time. That's too much energy. And watching the tape, I'm not watching my guy with somebody. I'm just not doing that. But I guess my freak level is a little lower because I'm on. You said that's hot. I heard you slip that in there.
Hmm? Well, my thing is that's hot when it's like, if you're in that space where it's like, okay, babe, we're going to watch it together. Let me show what you're into. He said he gets erotic and turned on when he knows, like when his man comes to tell him the story. So then if his man is sharing like, oh, this is what we did, if that's that kind of chemistry that they have, relationship they have, I love the idea that, okay, here's the video. Cause now it takes it from it being about you but it's now more about, okay, us as a relationship. Okay, babe, I went and I did this, but here's what happened. And now I brought it home to you. So now we can watch it together and enjoy it. So for me, he's still including his man in that. And I
Gotcha.
think that's hot. You know what I'm saying? Versus him just having it all to himself and you don't know what happened.
That is another level of honesty and intimacy where you were like
Yeah.
sharing some of that. Bully, we have to go to break, but Bully says, my ex-boyfriend was white. We were together for 6 years. He wanted an open relationship. I didn't. We had threesomes, but he still cheated all the time. All right, different strokes for different folks. Okay, coming up next, T Fact of the Day. And later, Marlon Wayans opens up about his sex life. Everybody telling their business. You get some business. You get some business. All right, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Hit that like button. We'll be back.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
We are chopping it up with the host of Marriage Boot Camp, Dr. Ish Major. Welcome to the show.
TGIF.
When you and I sit down and have a heart-to-heart with no phones, no distraction, am I your person? That's the question.
Every weekday.
Kelly says, I love Ish on my screen. Is he single, asking for a friend?
Join the chat.
I am single, Kelly. Who's the friend?
Kelly, who's the friend? Please comment back.
On Fox Soul.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
There was a time in my life where I was extremely homesick. I decided that I needed a pet. When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. He jumped up and kissed me and jumped right into my arms. I immediately went up to the volunteers at the shelter and said, I want him. He's got to come home with me. Now I'm anything but lonely. Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
Welcome back to TGIF. Everybody put some birthday cakes in the chat for Armand's birthday. We are celebrating his birthday today, Gemini season. Okay, listen, we can all agree that social media tends to resurface some of the most random facts in pop culture history. So it's only fair that we unpack those facts in our T Fact of the Day. All right, y'all. Tonight's T Fact of the Day goes to a resurfaced clip of Jennifer Love Hewitt revealing that music artists Enrique Iglesias and Aaliyah were close friends. Now, Jennifer starred in his music video Hero and stated that he was genuinely crying during their emotional scenes because it took place the night that Aaliyah passed away. What are your thoughts on this T Fact of the Day? Al, what do you think?
I thought that this was so beautiful. This is one of those facts that you didn't know you really needed to know until you found out about it. Who knew? Who knew that Aaliyah was to star in this video or in this video for him, and who knew that they were such good friends? I really appreciated learning this, and it just really opens my mind to even to understand the greatness of Aaliyah. She really touched a lot of people with her talent, with her personality, and that's just a gift. So, and the fact that we never knew this just speaks volumes to what their relationship actually was. And for Jennifer to share it just lets me know that it was genuine. So I enjoyed every single thing about learning this. And I think it speaks volumes about all three of them, Jennifer, Aaliyah, as well as Enrique.
Okay. Arman, what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I would have cared then, or I don't care now, because I feel like Aaliyah was one of my favorite artists, of all time. And it's whenever you've lost somebody, you remember the time, the date, everywhere you were at. And I feel like Aaliyah, for someone that I've never met, I remember the exact moment how I found out she died. My dad brought it to me in the newspaper. And that's when I realized I really loved a person that I didn't know through music. I cried. And my little sister, she was in the bedroom and she cried. And me, my dad, and my sister, we cried when we read the news of Aaliyah dying in that plane crash, and it like destroyed me. And I was like, oh my God, why am I crying? I don't even know this woman. So for me, I could have known this information then, or I could know it now, but I was so engulfed in Aaliyah that it wouldn't have mattered to me. But it's a great story. It's sweet, but it just goes to show, like Al said, how much she's impacted all of us. And for me, I was heavily impacted like she was my friend. So, I was devastated. And even just thinking about it, it feels like losing a loved one. Like, there's times now I'm like, what would Aaliyah be in 2024? What kind of music would we have a Sierra? Would we have a Summer Walker? Would Beyonce be Beyonce? Like, what would it be like if Aaliyah was here? I don't know. I wish she would still be here.
It makes me think that we should really take seriously the blessing that we have to have any kind of light on us, not to compare us to Aaliyah at all. I'm just saying, like, there's always people that are watching that care for you that have never even met you. And that just isn't a celebrity thing. It's a human thing. Like, people that you don't even know that may be watching you, or people watching what you do and like are inspired by what you do. I didn't know Aaliyah. I never met her. I did know two people that were on the plane that passed away with her, but I cried for her when I first heard that she passed, before I knew that, I had known other people on the plane. Like, I knew her. And at one point I felt like I was silly, but now hearing what y'all are saying, what other people are saying too, I feel like I'm not alone. Like, she touched us, and I don't know, she just was so beautiful, had such a long career ahead of her, we thought. And to just be so impacted by someone that we've never met, like, that's a powerful thing. And I just want
to die at 22.
Oh, and it could have been, it didn't have to happen. We have some comments. Parker says it will be 23 years this year since she passed. Kel said that song makes me cry all the time. And David said that song became an anthem for 9/11 because it came out around the same time. Yes, it did. That was a rough year. That was so much loss that year. And Mark said, being in my 30s is so young. It's crazy because she was even younger, only 22 years old. Aaliyah, rest in peace. And you are remembered, and you're loved by people that you never even met, but you touched. All right, let's get back to some more topics. Gypsy Rose is leaning towards a more normal and peaceful life outside of her unexpected fame. She recently told Entertainment Tonight, part of me is like, maybe I should just go work at McDonald's. I love those French fries, she joked. I don't know, but I do like retail too. Maybe something at the mall, like makeup or Sephora or something, because I love makeup. All right, y'all. Have y'all guys ever considered living a normal life outside of being in the spotlight? And for people who don't know, Gypsy Rose gained widespread media attention after she killed her mother, who had portrayed her as terminally ill and faked it back in 2015. Al, what do you think?
I think that she's not being honest. I think she loves the limelight. She's very active on social media, and she just recently sold a docuseries to Lifetime. So, which is the prison confessions of her. So if you didn't really want to be all in the limelight, you wouldn't be still, selling documents or shopping around shows. So I don't know if she's being completely honest about that. I think what she's probably grappling with is the fact that it's not positive, that it's around the death, it's something negative. And that I can understand because I have definitely lived that life. Do I want to, would I ever think to do anything normal? Well, I think I'm very good at doing a lot of normal stuff. That's why I still have a full-time consulting job. That's why I still am a professor at HBCU. I try to keep those normalcy elements in my life so that it's not, conflated by being in this celebrity world, because this celebrity world is really could be very toxic. It could be very not real. If I'm really honest, it's all about, perception and illusions. So I balance the two by still being engaged with a full-time gig as a consultant and a full-time gig as a college professor.
Okay, Armon, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I just kind of feel like, there's no way that you're going to be able to live a regular life. You killed your mother and became famous for it. Like, girl, even in your own head, you will never live a regular life. So people are always going to see you like, ain't you the girl that killed your mom? And so you're never going to get away from that. Like working at Target, working at Macy's, Sephora, you're never going to get away from that. It's going to cause too much attention. So that just is not going to happen. However, though, I don't think that, the fame will last that long because people won't care as much. So she will have to figure something else out to do. I don't know, maybe it's stocks and bonds or sell docuseries while she can, but she's gonna have to figure out something else to do for the longevity of it. But for me, it just depends on what you mean, like out of the limelight. Like, do I want to be on camera forever? Probably not. But do I want to go work for AT&T again? No. So for me, I probably want to get behind the scenes, maybe doing music, like producing music, writing songs, engineering, things like that. So then, you know, when you guys see some of your favorite artists, you see Armon Wayans on the credits, and I'm getting those residual incomes, and I got my plaques and stuff on the wall. That's kind of me. Or teaching people how to manifest and doing my little spiritual stuff. That's kind of the idea. If I'm not on camera doing like talk show stuff, I want to be behind the scenes and working with some of the celebrities and entertainers.
Okay, as far as her, listen, baby girl, celebrity is fleeting, and it's not something that just because you get put on for a little while that it lasts for the rest of your life. You got to work at it, keep working, and you could be in the business. That doesn't mean you're a celebrity. You could be known. That doesn't mean you're a celebrity. I'm like, I don't think people are going to be banging on her daughter. You know, can we get an autograph? I don't know, but she's infamous for what, you know, that's the story, and that comes and goes. That will eventually go away. As far as do I think she really wants to work at McDonald's? No shade to McDonald's, but no, I don't think so. I think, you know, some people just try to act real humble, like, you know, oh, should I just get a regular job? Do you really want that? Because you were trying to shop your story when, you know, for a long time. Chris said while in prison, she was trying to sell a story, and to any and everybody, she sold her life rights. Brandon says she wants to live a normal life so bad, but she's talking to the media. I will say this, maybe she didn't know what it was going to be like before she did it, because it's something that kind of just fell in her lap. As for me, do I want to go back to having a regular job? Sometimes when the bad days are really bad, like when I'm getting dragged for things or rumors, lies put on my name, I used to get to a point where I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible. But I got past that. And I just have to realize it comes with the territory. There's going to be ebbs and flows. People are going to be liking you. They're not going to be liking you. They're going to be on your jock. They're going to not like you. It's going to be all this kind of stuff. Users, people, and then also people want to bless you. There's been a lot of positives. To me, it's still the good outweighs the bad, as long as you keep a good head on your shoulders and don't feel yourself too much. Don't believe too much of the hype, the good stuff about yourself, and don't take to heart too much of the bad stuff, and you'll be just fine. Because if you believe all the good stuff, you're going to be a jerk, and you're going to you'll be so arrogant. And if you believe too much of the bad stuff, it's going to affect your mental health. So just trying to find that balance. It's like, okay, I'll take that. Okay, I look good today. Okay, I did bad today. All right, but not internalize it so much. All right.
Can I ask you guys a question real quick?
Sure.
Have you guys got to a point, like, because we're not like, I wouldn't consider like, you know, there's celebrities, there's, you know, public figures, there's like influencers and stuff like that. But with platforms and being in celebrity culture, have you guys realized, like, even if you wanted to change, you can't? Like, even if you decided, okay, I don't want to do this anymore, you've gotten so far deep into it to where it's like, this is who you are now. So you have no choice but to feed the beast. Like, can you be honest? Like, we don't have a choice. Like, especially you two. You guys don't have a choice. You have to continue to feed the beast, even if you didn't want to. Because then people will make fun of you if you decided to stop. Like, you fell off, you lost it all, you're broke. So now you have to continue this rat race. I feel like people, once you want to get into this, like, you know, public limelight space, once you get to a certain level, there is no turning back. You have to continue to feed the beast for the rest of your life. I don't know, mate, that's just me.
Nah, I hear what you're saying. It's very hard to. And, you know, there'd be some people that would say that did like a couple music videos. I'm like, girl, you'll be fine. Like, no one's going to trip if you go back to a regular job. You're not really there like you think you are. And I don't think I'm there yet either. But I do see, like, it would be difficult. It would be very humbling. It would take a certain amount of humility. But if you don't have to go back, why would you want to? No, I don't know. Al, you have anything to add to that?
What you got?
You know, I've already, you know, been a celebrity, been famous, and then had to humble myself and go back to working, you know, regular jobs because I couldn't do the high level jobs because of the entertainment stuff. So for me, it's a different journey. It's a different story. So I'm not, you know, I'm always ready to have to step off this stage. I have to. That's how this business works. So, you know, that's why I have 12,000 jobs, because, you know, at any moment, the carpet could be pulled out from under you.
But then, like, let's say you had a job, right? You're still Al Reynolds and Star Jones, and I used to watch you, and I saw you, like, at work. Like, you trying to do your job. Let's say you worked for, you know, T-Mobile or something. Then you're just like, oh, I know this story. You like, I don't want to talk about that no more. Like, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's just a part. For me, that has happened. You know, ever since I got a divorce, in my work environments, that's the case. But I think we got to go to Greg right now, so I'm going to pass it back to Claudia.
We'll save that to the host outing. All right, keep it locked, because coming up next, Marlon Wayans gives us the tea about his sex life And later, we're playing a fashionable game of hit or miss. Stay tuned.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
We are chopping it up with the host of Marriage Boot Camp, Dr. Ish Major. Welcome to the show.
TGIF.
When you and I sit down and have a heart-to-heart with no phones, no distraction, am I your person? That's the question.
Every weekday.
Kelly says, I love Ish on my screen. Is he single, asking for a friend?
Join the chat.
I am single, Kelly. Who's the friend?
Kelly, who's the friend? Please comment back.
On Fox Soul.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
There was a time in my life where I was extremely homesick. I decided that I needed a pet. When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. He jumped up and kissed me and jumped right into my arms. I immediately went up to the volunteers at the shelter and said, I want him. He's got to come home with me. Now I'm anything but lonely. Every day with turtle is a perfect day.
Welcome back to the show. All right, so Marlon Wayans shared that he prefers simple sex as he's gotten older, and then he's not into the circus-like sex anymore. Marlon stated, missionary is great. I don't need to swing from the ceilings and twist up nothing because after we're done, I can just go right to sleep. You guys agree with Marlon, and what's your go-to position? I'm going to start with the elder man here, statesman here. Al, what do you think about this? Do you agree with him or not?
This is true. I like these types of conversations, definitely coming from him, actually coming from Black men in entertainment. It's good to have these very realistic conversations, these real life conversations. He and I are close to the same age by 1 or 2 years. And I have to agree with him. My sex drive is still the same, but all this extra work and acrobatics and stuff like that, that's definitely not on the top of my list anymore. Good long sex is, though. And I have to agree also with the fact that he said missionary is a good position for him. Not so that I can just fall over and go to sleep, but missionary to me is very intimate. It's very personal, and it involves you to be engaged with the person that you're having sex with. So I'm with everything that he said and shared.
Armon, does this sound like old people talk to you? Or
No, I'm with it because I'm over the hill. So I'm with it because I be tired. So, but I'm more for a good lean in, spoon in, sideways situation and move on. Now, for me, it just depends though. When you're in a relationship, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, 9, 10 years, you get it when you can. Everything don't need to be swinging off but if I'm in Mexico, if I'm out of town, babe, we swinging off like hyenas and bats, babe. We carrying. There's some time that you got to do some swinging, And now if I'm on a one-night stand, I'm going to give you the performance of a lifetime. Now, if it's just a regular, consistent person, listen, I got to hit real quick, then I'm out. All right, cool. But in any of those cases, we ain't doing missionary. I don't look at me. I need you bent over, up, cheeks wide. Let's go for the go. Doggy style is the way to go. Anything outside of that is trash unless it's on the side real quick. But missionary, that's too much intimacy. Don't look at me. I'm not trying to even talk about that. I'm trying to see some other things. Sexual is more visual and mental for me. And so I don't want to see your face.
Ooh,
I don't
really?
Not like that. I don't want to look into your eyes, especially if it's a one-off. And no, I'm trying to be. And if I'm swinging into something or you swinging into me, don't look at me, just hit. and go. Yes.
There is what a difference from
Hit
gay
and go.
man perspective and straight female. And wow, because I love the looking into the eyes and all that. I love that because it for me, when it's
on the
emotional.
hair, gaze and the hair back. That's what you like. Just
Yes,
pull my
all of that.
please.
Yes, look me in my face, grab me from my face, and just say something.
If he
look
ain't
into my
spitting in your
eyes.
mouth, it's backhand.
No, do not spit in my mouth.
Yes.
You know what, Armand? This is not a young old thing. You're just you're a savage. You're a wild animal when it comes to sex. That's all. You're very animalistic when it comes to it. Yes.
I sleep with men. You got to tame the beast.
But I sleep with men too.
Men.
I sleep with men too, right? Just not in a while. Okay. Oh, they're laughing. They said Al's clutching his pearls. Armand is crazy funny, but I'm here for it. Armand wants to be treated like a piece of meat.
No, it goes both ways here.
They said logistically, missionary is probably a little hard for Armand, but side, yes. Okay. I get that. You know what? We're not going to go too deep into that one because we're trying to be PG-13, but y'all know. Okay. Coming up. Hit or Miss, the Bad Boys premiere edition is coming up. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
We are chopping it up with the host of Marriage Bootcamp, Dr. Ish Major. Welcome to the show.
TGIF.
When you and I sit down and have a heart-to-heart with no phones, no distraction, am I your person? That's the question.
Every weekday.
Kelly says, I love Ish on my screen. Is he single, asking for a friend?
Join the chat.
I am single, Kelly. Who's a friend?
Kelly, who's the friend? Please comment back.
On Fox Soul.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers. The sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
My mom wanted my life to be better than what she had as a kid. When I became a mom myself, I feel like my whole world changed. You don't have to be a climate scientist to want to protect the earth. And you always want the next generation to have something better than what you had.
All right, welcome back to the show. Once again, throw some birthday cakes in the chat for Armand's birthday. You are 36, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. You getting up
my
there now.
second win, baby. My second win.
Have you gotten a gray hair yet?
Oh, girl, I got a bunch of gray hairs. They just blonde right now and gone.
Okay. Happy birthday once again.
Thank you.
All right, Jennifer Lopez is canceling her tour that was scheduled to kick off next month. Now, according to Live Nation, the tour is being scrapped due to JLO dealing with personal issues and wanting to spend time with her loved ones. Okay, are you surprised? And do you think the lack of ticket sales played a role in her decision? Armand, what do you think?
Absolutely. I don't think this has anything to do with the marriage or emotional, because my thing is JLO is one of those women who would probably like to flex, like, hey, I'm going on tour. I don't have time to deal with this relationship stuff. Like any person probably would do that. You know, the best way to get over a relationship is to throw yourself into work. But unfortunately for her, she's unable to throw herself into work at a high level. We also know that JLo likes to perform at a high level because she is the Latino or Hispanic Beyonce. However, they were not purchasing those tickets, so there was no show to perform. So she had to cancel the tour, not because of the divorce.
Okay, Al, what do you think?
I think it's more than just low ticket sales. I think there's been a huge shift in JLo's followers and her fans. And they the JLo that they fell in love with, the JLo that they followed for 2 decades, her getting back with Ben, to me, just created an uneasy feeling with her fans. I mean, and also her ventures outside of her music is making people question, is this the JLo that we fell in love with 20 years ago? So for me, I think JLo needs to rethink how she's presenting herself to her fans. And I think she needs to hire a company to help her re-tap into her original base. Because if Mariah Carey can still be very, active out here and touring, then there's no reason that JLo shouldn't either. I just think for some reason, she's just turned off her fans. People are no longer interested in going to see her as an entertainer. And they're more interested in seeing her act than they are watching her dance or sing.
I think the reason is she's not on the same level as Mariah, and she's not on the same level as Beyonce as a singer. As an actress, I agree with you. I love watching her. I love watching her act. I think Selena is one of my favorite movies of hers. I think she's great in romantic comedies. I think she's great as an actress. I think the competition now, the landscape is too competitive, and fans are kind of exhausted. They spent all their money on Beyonce's tour. Then Nicki's tour came around. Then Meg Thee Stallion now. I mean, there's too many other concerts and options.
Taylor Swift. That's her market right there, Taylor Swift. Yeah.
People are tapped out with these expensive ticket sales. And then, listen, I've been to a JLo concert. They're very long. The audio is not that great. She performs and she looks amazing. She dances amazing. But the audio, the singing is not as great, but she does put on a show. So she's not known for that. So yes, we like to look at you. We love to hear you acting, but the singing not as much when there's too many other options. I think she should really focus on those movies. And that's how if you want to get someone back, you can drop it. You can be another blockbuster hit, JLo. That's what you can do. That's what you're good at. All right. We have some comments. Oh, Keisha said Mariah can sing though. Yeah, it's just a different situation. All right. Some of your favorite hits, some of your favorites hit the Bad Boys Ride or Die red carpet premiere over the weekend in LA. So it's only right that we play a fun game of hit or miss. All right, let's cue the music. First up, we have Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, hit or miss. Al?
Hey, listen, they both were a hit. I was there actually at the premiere. It's right here at the Chinese Theater right behind my house. Both of them looked good and they were dressed very nice. I'm going to give them both a hit.
Okay, Armon.
Child, look a mess. Will, I love Will, but I don't like this on Will. I like Martin Lawrence. He looks nice. Will, I don't know really what's going on there, and I don't like that headpiece. So I'm going to say miss for Will and a hit for Martin.
I agree. Martin looks good. He definitely... Will looks I'm like, what is going with the body? Is that a t-shirt? No, I don't like it. Next we have Jada Pinkett Smith, hit or miss. Armon?
Oh, I like Jada Pinkett. I don't like the pose, but if she'd have posed it, she'd look good. Her hair looks good, the dress looks good. I think it's the hit for her.
Okay, Al?
Definitely a hit. It was even better in person. If you saw the gown, it was very, very free flowing, very translucent. I liked it. Definitely a hit.
I think after all the scandals she's been in the last few years, it's a nice, pretty classy dress, and she looks elegant and classy. I'm going to give her a hit on this one. All right, how about Jaden Smith, hit or miss? Go ahead, Armon.
I'm a little biased because I love everything Jaden Smith, so I'm just say hit, because I would hit. But listen, no, he looks good. I love his style. Hit.
Okay, Al?
Definitely Jaden all the way. I thought it was a hit. The black and white and just the style, the trend, it was definitely a hit.
I don't like it, but it's good for him. If that's what he want to do, it's fashion. Okay.
Don't do that to Jaden, Claudia.
It's good for him, though. He's stylish. Okay. He'll need to have a black girlfriend. All right, next we have Tiffany Haddish, hit or miss. Go ahead, Al.
Tiffany Haddish just looked better, definitely in person. It was a beautiful gold lame that shined and very, very pretty. Her legs and her arms and her face was beat. On this picture, not so much of a hit, but definitely a hit in person.
Okay, Armon?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a big Tiffany Haddish, but this looks good. This dress looks sickening. I almost would have preferred this dress with the blonde short hair. But she looks good and she looks young here. So I'm going to say hit for Tiffany Haddish.
I actually like this dress. I think it's one of her best dresses that she's ever worn. I think I like the waist is snatched. I think she looks good. And yeah, I love it. I think it's a great dress. I'd wear it. All right, y'all. I want to thank my co-hosts for joining me tonight, Al Reynolds and Armon Wayans. Once again, happy birthday, Armon. I hope you enjoyed your birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yes. Thank you.
And I
guys.
promise you next year will be way meaner in the roast. We just need to like ease into it. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. Soulmates, thanks for watching us on YouTube. Go ahead and go to Armand's page and wish him a happy birthday. Stay tuned for Fox Soul's Face Off. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye, y'all. Enjoy your day. Bye, Armand. Bye, Al.
Bye.